Hello. Hi. It's Spider. Haven't really talked face to face with you guys, but yeah. How's it going? It's been just shy of a week of the Edge of Fate release. I must say, it's got some up and downs. I know I'm pretty small YouTuber compared to, you know, the likes of Dado and Astacross and all of them. But just want to kind of throw in my 2 cents of everything, how I enjoyed it, how I felt about it, the mechanics, the story, all this. Um, Speaking of story, spoiler warning for the entire campaign. So just a heads up for that. Yeah. So let's get straight into it. Edge of Fate is the new expansion in the Destiny catalog, and the first of a brand new saga. After dealing with the Witness, Maya Sundaresh, Fikrul, and last was the Ghost of Oryx, Ikora and her Hidden follow a signal that sends a train coming from a point of unknown time. This leads us as our invitation by the Nine to head to Kepler. Arriving on Kepler, we are instantly greeted by a Mayday broadcast asking for help. We come across Fallen that seem to be infected by what we can detect to be dark matter. We fight our way through and find our paths to be crossed with a fallen Archon that appears to be able to take control of other Elixir bodies. After clearing out the Fallen, we come face to face with the one that sent out the distress signal, Lodi. After meeting up with Lodi, we are introduced to the Ionians, a race of humans that have been on Kepler for what we can guess to be far before the collapse. From here, we're sent on our way to help the Ionians and find strange capsules called Strangelets. This will help us stabilize the anomaly, which seems to be holding 3. We start our missions off by choosing between the College or the Exiles Accord, each one introducing its own mechanics and abilities or building upon the abilities we already had. In the Exiles Accord, we are reintroduced to the DLC's antagonist Lavask, the fallen Archon of the House of Exile. The best way to describe Lavask is a religious preacher. He keeps preaching on and on about the Giver and its gifts against the deathless and how the Giver will help them achieve enlightenment and ascend. Although his dialogue is pretty funny, it is great.
Power into the singularity we ascend!
The other force of this battle on Kepler we are introduced to, or I guess reintroduced in this case, in the college, is Maya Sundaresh. She managed to escape back on Nessus, back in Echoes. Episode of Echoes? I don't know, Echoes. The first of the episodes last year. At first, we really aren't too sure why she's on Kepler. It's really unclear at the beginning, at least for me. Until we connect the dots that she is aiming to use 3's power to try and bring back her wife. Reason being, honestly, she probably heard about the Nine and their extraterrestrial, extra-dimensional, all that, and thought, hey, maybe I can have my wife. After we help in both the Accord and the College, we come across a new area. Well, we go back to an old area of this planet, the Outer Steppes. This is where we get introduced to our third ability, which is my favorite, but I'll talk about that later. Here we also help kind of deal with getting a generator running and helping the Ionians kind of have a better source of power throughout all this. Since, by the sounds of it, they've been relying on pretty crappy stuff since they fell out of communication and trading with the House of Exiles since Lavask took over. So, that was an interesting one. Except for the stupid fucking shank room. The last of the introduced areas is the Gorge. This area is focused on the Vex and getting around a containment barrier that they set up, kind of blocking off our access to finding 3. So we have to go deal with both getting that down and finding the last Strangelet capsule to allow us to get into the anomaly and go find 3 finally. So, the Gorge was probably the biggest area introduced. It was kind of boring, but we'll get over that. Along the way, we've learned more about who Lodi is, when he came from, where he came from, yada yada yada. This is kind of our first introduction to time travel outside of how the Vex do it. Because the Vex seem to be able to just kind of jump from time to time. Lodi kind of got stuck on a one-way trip due to how the Nine did it. I'm not sure how it fully works, but I am very interested to see what is to come with him. Now, we also got to learn more about Orin, the original emissary of the Nine. And we kind of learn of the toll that it takes on somebody being the emissary and kind of how they're still connected by strings even after they quit. And then my favorite, which was unexpected to me, personally, but I am very, very welcome to it, was that we kind of got a glimpse of who Ikora was in her past life. Who she was before Ikora, the cause of her death, being from outside forces out of her control, outside of anybody's control. Because apparently she was needed for a game that the Nine were playing. So, that's been fun. I really enjoyed learning about it. Just kind of getting a backstory on personally one of my favorite characters in Destiny. So, I really enjoyed that. After finally getting all 4 Strangelets and getting them into the machine, we finally gain access into the anomaly and finding our way through. But after pushing through Vex and Fallen, keeping us out and away from, the singularity, we finally find 3. Except the truth is finally revealed why we haven't heard from 3. Even through the meetings of the Nine, when they introduced themselves, when they spoke to us through the entire campaign, we finally found the truth. 3 is dead. I'm not sure from how long, I'm not sure the cause, but he's dead. It's dead. We push our way down closer to the singularity and finally confront Lavask. Lavask is in his little chamber, and we manage to get onto his catch, kind of mess up his operations, and force him out. After a very strenuous battle, we finally bring down and kill Lavask.
When you're ready.
Not running from this one. As much as I'd like to. Not every day you resurrect a god.
You stand here, that I would not die alone again.
If you cannot give me what I want, what can you do?
Still I die afraid, at your sister's command.
You are a being who bends all rules. Why do you fear breaking this one?
A death ensures extinction. Listen carefully, children of my earth. To survive, you must bind the nine. It cannot be done. The weapon will do it. Strike true weapon. Goodbye, Ambassador. Goodbye, Commander.
Come, coward.
That's a neat little trick. Thanks, Fred. I'm fine. I'm dead again. Or 3 is dead again. The 9 can't exist here. Same as we can't exist in a painting.
3 said their death starts a chain reaction that leads to extinction. But if they went through all the trouble to get us here, to send a message to the children of their Earth,
Then it must be a warning, not a promise. 3 gave us instructions to prevent extinction.
bind the 9. A dying wish to save us.
Before Maya inevitably kills 3, he gives us a warning. Something is coming. We need to bind the 9 to survive. After Maya kills 3, Lodi now has some sort of cracked glowing eye now, and it seems he's fused with 3 in a way. I don't know if this is him being fused with 3, if he's just feeling the after effects of 3 being taken over when he was killed, if he's like full emissary now. I'm not sure what's going on with that. But from here on, we now have our goal. And the setup for what's to come in the Fate Saga. We need to survive what's coming. And the only way is to bind the 9. Story-wise, I think this is easily one of my favorite stories in the entire Destiny franchise. Hell, I'll put a hot take out there. I'd say it's better than Witch Queen. Easy top 3. I'd say it's right there with Final Shape and Taken King. And Kepler. Oh my god. Kepler was a very, very enjoyable place for me to explore. Honestly, it was the first time I wanted to actually go around and find all the secrets of the new area. Since, hell, probably the Dreaming City and Forsaken. Now, that's story. Gameplay wise, that's kind of where this DLC falls short. The ideas that they implemented for abilities and tools and a more puzzle focused DLC, in my opinion, it was a really enjoyable and fresh idea. But the repetitive nature of most of the puzzles just made it really hard to enjoy them over and over again. And this is where I would like to start going over the abilities that they introduced, and kind of my feelings on them. Matter Spark is our most used ability that's given to us at the very start. It's our very first ability. It also becomes our Sparrow for Kepler afterwards. It gives us access to small spaces and vents to get through to areas we wouldn't be able to reach otherwise. It also allows us to attack with bolts of arc lightning to blind our enemies, and once you leave it, it gives you the amplified state. And once you upgrade it, it allows you to jolt and it auto reloads your weapons. It's such a good idea to upgrade an ability like that over the campaign. And while it is good, it just felt like the most repetitive mechanic, and using it over and over, and you don't even get access to just use it whenever until the campaign's over. So having to find specific spots to gain access to it just really made sometimes just tedious. it, yeah, especially if you lose it before you're completely done and have to reset or go back with the, for some odd reason, really bad respawns in this DLC. I don't know why the DLC just kind of broke respawns. Either way, it got just really tedious. It, yeah, it really became okay to use after the campaign, but before that, it was just a tedious mess to try to use it. The next tool was the relocator cannon, which we got in Exile's Accord. Very simple, very easy to use. I, I guess the only really annoying part for me was that in my point of view, outside of like one or two places, it it kind of felt slapped on. Outside of like kind of where it was introduced, the overall puzzles in the Exiles Accord, it kind of just felt like a last minute idea. In my opinion, it just felt slapped on. Sorry, that's really my feelings on it. It was enjoyable overall, don't get me wrong, the idea of teleporting, but meh. The last ability that was added to our arsenal is Mattermorph. Mattermorph, by far, is probably my favorite ability. It was probably also the best ability that was added. My only gripe with it is, I guess, the opposite of Matterspark. It felt underused. I guess you could also put the same gripes as a relocator cannon. Felt kind of slapped on, but it had more intentional areas to it. But hey, the fact that you could suspend enemies over and over again and actually stagger bosses with it was hilarious. So it had combat efficiency too, so that made it really nice to use in the open world. Outside the abilities, the biggest change to gameplay was the revamp. They revamped the entire armor system, weapon systems, introducing tiers now. And when they were first introduced and talked about, I got really excited. It gave me something to look forward to. It gave me something to say, hey, I'm going to go and grind out this armor set for a really good roll to get, super or weapon focused or just this really good weapon that has a chance to drop with 4 different perks, enhanced perks. It was really nice to get that revamp. It made grinding feel kind of fresh. Now, when I'm recording this, we are now in August, about a week into August, so I'd say almost a month now, right? Yeah. Um, I'd say I'm getting out of the honeymoon phase of the DLC. Um, yeah, the grind is really boring this time around. Yeah, it's not fun. I'm not even done with it. I'm not even at 300 yet, but it's kind of just boring. So, yeah, I really don't know if that's just the state of the game or how I'm playing it. Mostly solo. But, yeah, no, just not fun. On that note, from what I've heard, and from what I saw, actually, from the raid race, the raid looks really fun. Let me, oh yeah. It was also the most cheated raid race, like, I've ever seen. Yeah, it's a big talking point in the Destiny community. The cheating, the everything about it. It's kind of rough to see that go down. Well, ignoring the cheating, from what I saw, it looks like a really fun raid. So I'm actually really looking forward to playing it myself. So I shall see if I can get a raid team going. And hey, who knows? Maybe that'll be the next video. Probably not the next video, but hey, it'll be a video. Overall, for myself, I think The Edge of Fate did exactly what I needed it to keep me invested. The story was good. It sets up the next beat of where we're going, our goal, and resets our levels to kind of make it impactful, of telling us, hey, this is a new chapter. I really enjoyed the new characters we got and finding out more and bringing up the shine of old characters, giving us more insight on them. I'm really excited to see what they can do with this. Gameplay wise, it has a lot of work to be done. Bungie has some good ideas if they let it just happen. It's just this performance was kind of mediocre. Yeah, I have my own gripes with them, but it's a good start overall, in my opinion. Hopefully, it just gets better from here. With Ash and Iron around the corner in a month and a half, somewhere around there, Renegades later this year, I can only hope to see things get better, especially with the Sony takeover by the sounds of it. So let's just hope that this kicks them into gear, makes them understand, hey, we need to perform better. So, for myself, I'm excited to see what's to come. But hey, this is coming from an optimist of this entire franchise. I've been here since. Oh my god, I've been here since the beginning, since Crota. God, I'm old. But for now, I'll enjoy Destiny and what is to come with it. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please do like and subscribe, and I hope you all have an amazing day. Peace.